Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Makeup and Magic. Today we're going to embrace both the light and the dark. We are going to do a makeup look that is inspired by Persephone, the goddess of spring and the queen of the underworld. Persephone represents balance in life, death, and rebirth. Her energy is powerful, transformative, and deeply connected to cycles of growth and renewal. I've created a makeup look today that really reflects her duality, capturing both the bright and the mysterious aspects of her energy. Throughout this video, I am going to give you some tips and ideas on how you can work with Persephone in your personal practice. Let's get started. Persephone is the Greek goddess of spring and the queen of the underworld, wife to Hades. She embodies both the renewal of life in nature and the mysteries of death. Her story is one of transformation. Every year, she descends into the underworld and then returns, bringing the world back to life in the spring. She is a powerful figure for anybody who is navigating change, personal growth, or doing deep inner work. When you're connecting to Persephone's energy, there are several correspondences that you can use. She is associated with the colors pink, light green, black, and deep red. They symbolize both spring and the mysteries of the underworld. Some animals would include butterflies, bats, and deer. Those symbolize transformation, cycles of death and rebirth, as well as the beauty of the natural world. Some crystals that you could use would be garnet, that would be for protection and grounding, peridot for growth and renewal. It's got that very pretty light green, and obsidian for deep spiritual transformation. And then finally, Persephone is linked to both the High Priestess and the Judgment cards in the tarot. The High Priestess symbolizes Persephone's role as the guardian of mysteries to the underworld, as well as the balance between light and dark, and feminine power. Judgment represents transformation, rebirth, and awakening. Both of these cards really align with her energies. All right, I am going to complete the rest of my makeup look off camera, and I'll incorporate those darks and light colors to kind of draw in Persephone's energy. When I come back, we'll talk about working with Persephone, offerings and devotional acts you can do. We will also have a message from Persephone to the collective. Now that the makeup look is complete, let's talk about when you might want to work with Persephone and her energy in your personal spiritual practice. So first of all, the autumn and spring equinoxes are great times to incorporate her into your practice because there is that equal balance of light and dark. And that really kind of mirrors her own energies. Another great time is if you are going through a personal transformation or a significant life change and you're looking for guidance or support. And another great time is if you are doing shadow work, especially if you are exploring any of the deeper hidden parts of yourself. If you're going to work with a god or goddess in your practice, it's really important that you show them gratitude. And you can do that by doing offerings or performing acts of devotion. So I have a couple of suggestions for you. For Persephone, if you are going to make any offerings, some great ideas might include pomegranate seeds, which obviously have a personal connection to her myth, as well as the idea of life, death, and rebirth. Fresh seasonal fruit or flowers, especially those connected with spring or autumn. And finally, another suggestion would be to donate your time or money to an organization like RAINN. RAINN. Persephone's myth often involves some pretty painful and horrific trauma, and her story is really one of resilience and recovery. RAINN is the largest anti-sexual abuse organization in the United States. They provide support and resources to survivors of abuse. Donating to an organization like RAINN honors Persephone's experience, her healing, and the trauma that she went through, as well as empowering women who are survivors as Persephone is. If you wanted to perform acts of devotion instead of offerings to Persephone, I have a couple of ideas on that front as well. You could tend to a garden or plant seeds in her honor. You could set up an altar space with seasonal fruits that symbolize her connection to nature. You could journal or meditate about your own cycles of transformation, places where you're growing or where you're in need of renewal. And finally, another way that you can show devotion to any god is by researching their myths and their history. It's a great way to learn about how their energies and their story align with your personal practice. Now we're going to pull a tarot card for a message from Persephone to the collective. And I'm going to be using the Antique Anatomy Tarot. This deck has an elegant, minimalist beauty, despite the fact that it's a little macabre, but it parallels to Persephone's duality as both the goddess of vibrant spring and of the dark underworld. So the delicate beauty of the botanical elements alongside the stark visual of the bones really reflects Persephone's nature. Light and dark, beautiful, powerful, soft, strong. It really captures her grace and her strength in a way that feels really natural to her energy. Here's the back of the deck. And then this is the Fool here. And then we'll go ahead and give these a shuffle. So, what message does Persephone have for the collective? We drew the Knight of Blades. This card would be equivalent to the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords usually is shown on a very fast-moving horse, or at least that's sort of the insinuation, and that means rapid action and change. You can see here there's like a lot of growth happening, and it's sort of like sprouting in an upward motion. The message that Persephone has for the collective is that you can charge after the things that you want to change in your life, and you can make those changes happen. It will take some assertiveness, it will take some willpower on your part, but you can transform in whatever way you want to because you have the power to do so. That's it for today's Makeup and Magic with Persephone. I hope that this makeup look, along with the information that I provided, inspired you. And if you decide to work with Persephone, let me know in the comments below. If you already work with Persephone and you have some additional ideas, go ahead and leave those in the comments as well. We're a community, and I think the more we share, the more helpful it can be to everyone around us. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more Makeup and Magic Mondays. You can find everything I used to create this makeup look in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Monday. Blessed be.